Welcome, or welcome back to Remembering Perfection. Sitting here reflecting over, a few different things. But I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but occasionally, and maybe perhaps more often than I should, but who's to say really other than me, I guess, I find myself drawn to reading, or not reading. Yes, that too, but not as much as listening to tarot readings. That's what I was meaning to say. And this particular one was Juan from, I believe, South Africa. His channel name is CCC Readings? Surely it couldn't be that easy. I think that might be his channel name. I'm not really sure. Yeah, CCC Readings. I remembered correctly. Yes. Anyway, the one I just watched was about the Whore of Babylon. Fallen, has fallen, basically is the title. The Whore of Babylon has fallen. It made me want to look up what the hell that was. This is really off topic from where I was really planning to go, but oh man, the Whore of Babylon being the seductive and alluring quote-unquote feminine figure, but really, think about this in terms of not a woman or whatever, but a type of consciousness, really. And the type of consciousness that I think I've been talking about for the last couple of videos at least, which is that of doing everything in its power to separate you from God, from your truth, from the truth, like the objective truth, that all of us are God. And the point is distraction. Hilarious. Because I've been noticing this nonsense within myself. Obsession with money. Look around you. And, material things on that note also. Kind of goes along with the money. And don't get me wrong, I very much like a lot of the material things that we've made. But even I can admit that, to a certain degree, you can definitely call it an obsession. And that's really wild. That's even a thing at all. But the Whore of Babylon thing is a little bit off topic. It's like, let's see if I can get back. That's hilarious. I'm not sure if I'm gonna find the track that I was on whenever I started. There's so many infinite unfolding paths that you can travel down. Not to make an excuse for myself or anything, but it's just funny how easy it is to get off track. On the note of distraction, whenever I had an intention for this, whenever I started out, perhaps to the point of, I mean, a lot of the people that were at least recognized to be my predecessors in the sense of, humanity in general, quote unquote, in the past, and their insistence and dedication and determination to write things down. maybe there's something to that. I've written several things down, and some of them I've gone off of for the videos that I make, but occasionally I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants, or wing it, chicken wing it, Talking more isn't going to help me get back on track, so bear with me for a moment of silence. I'm not sure. A minute of silence. Or at least nearly. I mean, while I'm here, and I had started on the topic of the Whore of Babylon, or that whole thing. I was reading about it. Maybe this was where I was. I was reading about it, and I just found it extremely funny to read that there was a beast, apparently, that Babylon, the whore, had with it, and that was the thing that destroyed it, or destroyed her, or whatever. So the very thing that this consciousness, whatever, was relying upon to be her ally, ends up destroying her or consuming her or whatever. I haven't read the actual text in Revelation. I just read the summary, which reminds me, speaking of reading, I think I would like to go and read that section in Revelation, because that seems very interesting. Seems very interesting to me. Oh yes, and it was talking about in this synopsis, maybe this was where I was going. It was talking about in the synopsis how she was sitting on 7 hills or something like that. And in that description, they tied it to the possibility, or maybe it's the truth. I don't know how it was in ancient Rome, but that perhaps Rome was sitting on 7 different hills, and kind of attributing this whole thing to Rome. But William Donahue, or Bill Donahue rather. He was a preacher, and he's posted several, like hundreds probably, of videos on if the catalog, like if the numbering system that he has is true, at least 3 or 4, if not like 600 or 700 videos that he has posted or whatever of his lectures that or sermons, I guess is technically what you would consider them, because I think he was the head of a church. But he always referred to the Bible as, don't think of this as like this is stuff that actually happened. And I'm kind of with him on that. Who cares if it actually happened? Sure, it could have. The point is not that. It's that all these things, all these archetypes, all these stories that you hear, they're not about anybody other than you and what's inside of your head. And so the way that I see it is, Hindus, or probably not just Hindus, but at least them and the Indian culture, Tibetan culture, like all these Eastern cultures that still have held on to these ancient traditions, and thank God that they did. They talk about base 7 chakras. Yeah, sure, maybe there are more. 12, I've heard. I believe it no matter what the case, but let's just go with what is commonly accepted. The 7 main chakras. Root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, crown. Don't you think that it would make more sense, going along with that same line of thought, that everything is about what's inside of your head, that particular segment of Revelation was speaking about essentially the conspiracy to shut you off or distract you from the most important thing, which is the energy centers within your body, and to make them so that they're essentially not working properly with somebody sitting on them. And like, imagine that were the case. And they're meant to be free-flowing and open and circulating energy all the time. Imagine if they weren't circulating energy. What would that do to the human body? Well, now the things that we see around our world start making sense. Dis-ease. Dis-ease. People in constantly stressed out states, which is what causes dis-ease. And it's spelled out in the word. Lack of ease. Lack of peace, essentially, if you wanna boil it down to that. It's no wonder that the body would rebel and start creating all kinds of let's call them challenges for you to overcome. They're just meant to be like postmarkers, like, hey buddy, something's up, you should probably look within. But here we are, still brainwashed into thinking that we should look without and, go see doctors and all this. I'm not saying don't go and see doctors. I'm sure they do good for plenty of people, but pharmaceuticals, more side effects and cause more illness than they do solve problems. What could be the reason for that? More distraction. I mean, if you're sick all the time, if you're thinking about your illnesses and how they're limiting you and all these ridiculous things, like, of course. Why would you immediately think that the answer is within you, especially whenever you've been told all your life? Again, brainwashed, I would say, to believe lies. Just blatant, outright lies. But anyway, I don't know if I have anything more to say than that. Maybe I will. Maybe it'll be another video. That's kind of where I'm stopping that's where my brain is stopping for right now. I just find it really, really funny. And I hope more and more of us wake up to I take that back. I don't hope. I am so pleased to see the evidence of more and more people waking up to these facts. I don't think that I'm saying anything that's new or like groundbreaking or any of this. It's just things that we have been coaxed into or convinced to forget. So, anyway, if you don't do anything else, there is just one thing you have to do, and that's to remember who you are. But either way, I love you. Peace and blessings. Till next time.